The UK has rejected French suggestions to send NATO troops to the war in Ukraine, warning that it will be a major escalation in the conflict. Well, obviously. And the French President Emmanuel Macron has said after meeting with foreign leaders in Paris, the troops being deployed was not something that should be ruled out. But this has since been rebuffed by Britain as well as multiple countries in the EU, including Germany. And with the Kremlin warning that any deployment of troops would lead to an all-out war between Russia and NATO, well, I'm asking a simple question now to military historian and defence analyst yesterday, and that is this. Chris Newton, thanks for joining us. Chris, look, Macron doesn't pay its 2% of GDP to NATO anyway. In the old days, this would have been seen as a direct act of war towards Russia. Nobody else wants it. What on earth is Macron playing at?
Good afternoon. I think there are potentially a few reasons why he's done this. One reason is that, is simply an off-the-cuff remark that went wrong. Another reason is that Macron is seeking to establish, like he always does, France's position in the international system, and he's trying to project French power, and he thought that this might be a way of doing it. And another reason is that he might be seeking an opportunity with Trump's remarks about NATO and Ukraine, and with Biden effectively leaving a leadership void in the West. Macron might see himself as potentially the man to step into it, into that void, that leadership void. But this has spectacularly backfired, as you say, because pretty much everyone has rejected what he said.
OK, I mean, we'll have to leave it there, Chris. We're simply out of time for this hour. It just begs the question, Macron isn't in charge of the European army. He probably would like to be. He'd like to be in charge of the European Union, and he doesn't pay the money into NATO. This just reeks of old-fashioned posturing, a Napoleon complex, you might say. Chris Newton, thank you very much for joining us on the show.